Hey, welcome to How to Build Your Own Home. We are here at a fire rebuild. This is not a restoration, it's a rebuild. Even though you see a stem wall, a concrete wall here, we're going to explain what we're doing here and why we're doing it. Try to save some money, utilize the structures that are here, and try to give the client a really nice build, even better than what was before. So this home was burnt down. All the homes in this cul-de-sac were burnt down. All the homes in that cul-de-sac were burnt down except for the one that I built. And the other house across the street, another house over here, all were burnt down. And so we're actually restoring and rebuilding a couple of homes up here in this area. I want to walk you through what we're doing, and if you've ever had a home that built down, then this might be an option for you. Now, when a house does burn down, it can often toast the foundation. I mean, you just make it really non-structural. So we're going to walk over here and I'll show you what we're doing here. This here was an 8-inch thick wall, and the concrete's in pretty good shape. However, we're not going to use this wall as the structure of the build. We're going to pour a whole new wall right on the inside. The footing was fine. This here may have had some damage to it, but the footings were all buried in dirt. So we excavated the footings out, tied them in with rebar, with epoxy. We're going to have a whole new 8-inch wall right on the inside. So this is going to be a 16-inch wall, going back to the adobe days, but this here's really a 16-inch concrete wall, not a 16-inch adobe wall. Now that we had to have what's called a special inspection. So if you see up here, this here's epoxy. It's nice and hard now, but we had to have a special inspection. My geotech engineer come up, tested, made sure that we had the right depth into the concrete, and then watched us insert a couple of these and said, okay, your system's great, you pass. Now when I have the county inspector come up, he will want that special inspection form showing that, yeah, I did have somebody verify that we did epoxy these per plan appropriately. So now that that's done, they're actually going to put a wall up here and get this ready for inspection for a next week pour. So let's go over here and look at the garage and on the spot footings for the deck around the house. Okay, when we pulled a permit on this home, we went to health department and they had no record of a septic system on this home. And that made things a little not very fun. Usually you can go to the health department and they'll give you a map where the approximate position of the septic system is. I didn't know what size, I didn't know the leach fields. We did do a test pit on this one, and when we dug into that, we just found it was a chambered system about a foot down with no gravel. Typically on a septic system you'll have some gravel underneath it, so all the water can percolate through the ground, but all the waste, heavy solids, are captured in the septic system, the actual tank right here. And so it was a really bad septic system, but we found a good tank. We don't know how big it is, so today we're going to excavate and try to find out the size of it. I need a certain size septic tank for this size for this home. So I'm hoping it's the right size. We will find out soon enough. But you can see that was the inlet right there, and it came in right in through the building right there, and it's at the right elevation, and our pier is going to miss it. So we're in a good position for our septic. In fact, that septic tank is exactly where it needs to be on our new plan. So I'm hoping we can reuse it. We will see. Okay, we're in a couple of spots here. We've got some spot footings here, and this is going to hold our columns for our deck. We have a wraparound deck on this home. Originally, they had some really skinny concrete posts like that, and they just went in the ground, and there's nothing really supporting them, and they were not below frost depth. Here I need to be at least 36 inches below grade, which is right about here, in order to have proper frost depth so that my footings don't heave and all that kind of stuff. So I've got these wrapped around the entire perimeter of the home. There'll be a wraparound deck all the way around this way. And then right here you see the garage was really, really small. You know, back in the day, trucks and vans and everything were smaller. Now trucks are much larger and bigger, and garages are very inefficient. Plus the slab on this was having some problems. So we're going to do a whole new stem wall on this build and leave all leave all this in place, and we're just going to do a monolithic pour. Actually, this will be a stem wall, and then we're going to do a form on top of that, and we'll do a pour on top of the garage. Now what we did is, again, I brought my framer here and I brought my concrete guy, and we talked. We're trying to make sure that we're going to avoid steps into the garage. This is something that people never consider because it's something that they just deal with. Oh, I got steps, so what? Our trusses are going to be 14 inches, okay? So trusses are going to be about 14 inches up this high, and so the concrete is going to cap and have a float and a ramp, a subtle ramp, to the door up to the entrance of the home right over there. So we're working it out just right so we can avoid some steps. Hopefully that'll work out just great for us. Again, this part of the wall is non-structural. We're not using this wall. We're going to have a whole new wall on the inside of that. So that's what's going to bear the weight, which means my floor trusses are going to cantilever out this far so that we can actually have the wall built out this way. But again, the real structure of it is inside that wall. On this job also, we've extended the garage just to 2 feet, 3 feet beyond the foundation. Again, it was just too small. It's going to accommodate for more value to the home. But as we started to excavate, we found out that the stem wall, didn't even continue. We don't even have a footing along the entrance of the garage. They just put dirt in here and put a 3.5-inch slab on there. Typically you want a turn down. So a 12-inch turn down is when that dirt turns in like this, and you've got a big cavity in there. So when you pour your concrete, you've got a real stabilizing force. When the tires hit it for the first time, they're not going to pop anything. Again, that's why this whole foundation was cracked and unlevel and a bad slab, is all because they just didn't do it right. And so we're going to actually fix that. Stem wall here, backfill against it, compact it really nicely, and then we're going to cap the whole thing with a whole new slab. Engineer, as I was talking with him, he said, Keith, you can't have a better foundation than actually concrete below concrete. It's almost better than road base underneath or something like that. So we're okay with that. He's approved that, and we're all good to go. So this here is a fire rebuild project. It's not a restoration, even though we're leaving this in, but we're not utilizing it as part of the build. It's just a rebuild, so we're actually taking a whole new building, putting it over the top of the existing structure and inside the stem wall on that. This here is just the beginning of it. We're going to try to get all this poured next week, get some inspections done, and we're going to get this thing framed, hopefully as fast as we can, because it is October 31st, and I've got maybe just a few more weeks of this weather, and it just changes real quick. This is How to Build Your Own Home, doing a rebuild project after a major fire.